So, hello. For once, I am not live. This is going to be both a first for me and also a preview of what you can expect from the channel moving forwards, namely scripted content. Anyways, one thing I've started to wonder is how do I distinguish myself from other VTubers? Because gaming content is probably one of the most oversaturated genres for streaming in general, I'm not exactly in a position where I could do something like cooking or hand streams on a regular basis, and given that I would like to find my own place, doing what XQC or Hassan Piker do and stream the whole day is not an option, since I do need to save up for a deposit. So I've decided to get into the business of making video essays, since while I am aware of other VTubers who make them, I do feel I could stand out in the field. What kind of essays, you may ask? None in particular. I guess if you did want me to say what the topics would be, it would be whatever interests me. I will do my best to keep them apolitical. I'm not going to try and associate with the BreadTube scene, but if there's something political that I feel is just screaming to make me for me to make into an essay, I will gladly make it. Now, anyways, you're probably wondering why I'm making this video to announce that I'm going to start making essays when I could probably just do a YouTube community post or a tweet on the website formerly known as Twitter. No, Elon Musk, I am not going to call it X no matter how many times you tell me to. Well, aside from the fact that I'm aware that not everyone who watches my videos is on Twitter as well, I realize that there's one other thing I haven't really done as a VTuber. Namely, make a lore video. And while I do not have a fancy animation ready, I do actually have my lore written down, so I figured, why not just present it in the same video that I'm announcing? Picture this. The year is 1949. Joseph Stalin has sent 5 assassins to attempt to assassinate Josip Broz Tito, then Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. In response, Tito sends Stalin a letter with the following threat. Stop sending people to kill me. We've already captured 5 of them. If you don't stop sending killers, I'll send one to Moscow and I won't have to send a second. If you can't figure it out, that threat worked. However, one question you may have asked upon hearing that threat is this. Who would that one man have been? That question was one that lingered in the back of Tito's mind even after the death of Stalin. As such, he created a program to develop that one man, splicing together the DNA of several famous soldiers and spies who fought for the Allies during World War II. From the capitalist West, the DNA of Audie Murphy, Leo Major, Duško Popov, who I will come back to in a second, and Michael Calvert was selected. From the communist states, clockwise, the DNA of Richard Sorge, Konstantin Rokozovsky, Ludmila Pavlyuchenko, and Georgy Zhukov was selected. I hope I pronounced those names correctly. This was a very time-consuming project, delayed by the fact that Yugoslavia also had a nuclear weapons program. It ended and then restarted. And it's also the project that created me. However, it took much longer than expected, as not only did Tito die before he could see it to completion, it was during the carnage of the Yugoslav wars that led to the agency discovering me in the remains of the lab that I was created in. The woman who raised me is someone who has been lost to time, unfortunately, as is the name of the man who rescued me. Perhaps I'll find out in a future retelling of my lore. However, you may have noticed that I bear somewhat of a resemblance to a particularly famous spy from the silver screen. And yes, that spy is James Bond, who was actually based on the aforementioned Duško Popov. While Popov was Serbian, he was also a double agent who worked for the British and infiltrated the Abwehr. He was so successful, in fact, that the Germans awarded him the Iron Cross. To my knowledge, Popov never saw any of the Bond films or read any of the books, although he did know Ian Fleming, and he reportedly also had similar tastes to Bond in real life. So, now that we have established not just who I am, but also what you can expect from this channel moving forwards, I'm looking forwards to writing essays and sharing my thoughts with you, and I hope you all can enjoy what I have planned to come. Anyways, thank you for watching this. I'm Andreas Rebel, and I'll see you next assignment.